Hi, welcome to my kitchen. I'm doing this video. I'm about to, and I'll just show you. For those of you who don't know, I'm Raylene. Hi. And I'm just going to share my kitchen with you and share some of what I'm doing here at the moment. As you can see, very clearly, not very clearly, but I have the superfood kale. I've just washed it and just kind of like drying it off because I'm about to dehydrate it and put it in to the dehydrator to dry. So kale is one of the superfoods, a little bit like broccoli and spinach. It's got all the wonderful nutrients. A lot of people have kale in their salad, some people have it in their smoothies. What I'm doing today is I'm just going to actually dry it out and make it into a powder form, so the family or your family and friends can use it in, say, I wash it first so it's there's no bugs on it or any pesticides. And as you can see, I'm using a towel, so I've got a towel, just a big size towel, and I'm just drying any excess that I can see, because I will leave it for a little while to make sure that there's no, so it dries out pretty good and it makes it easier for the dehydrator. So my plan is to actually turn it into a powder form, and therefore it can be used in smoothies, it can be used in pretty much anything, salads, it can be used in, and it's basically getting the nutrients from the plant. Some people, and I know we have fussy eaters in the family sometimes, so you can, if you've got a child that's fussy, sorry, I'll come back up here for a minute, but if you've got a child that's fussy, or, if you're not a person that likes to have leafy vegetables on your plate, this is great in the form of, if it is in powder form, you can add it to the meal. So even though your loved one may not be eating it as in like the whole leaf, like so, they can at least be getting the nutrients from the plant. So I did make some garlic powder, garlic salt, the other day. That was my first attempt, so I'll share with you how I do all these things. But I've really enjoyed it. I mean, I'm really loving connecting with all the different plant kingdom and vegetables and fruit. That it's really lovely. I have a deeper understanding and respect for its benefits to us as a human and to us as a family. So this is my kale. Lots of kale. I've just broken it off the stem. Now I'm not going to lose the stem, because I always believe that if washed down and chopped up, we can maybe use that as a superfood too, in a different way. I was thinking, if I don't want to use the stalk so much in the main powder, I could also put it aside for my dog Lucy when I give her dog food, or well, she actually eats what we eat, so she's got a pretty good diet, and but add that to her dietary intake for something to enhance her nutrition level. So the stalks I'm not going to waste. I'm sure there's other YouTube things that would actually tell you what you can and can't do with them, but I love YouTube, I have to say, and I love everyone sharing their knowledge, because that's obviously how we all learn and grow. So it's nice to get a bit of knowledge. But yeah, I think this is a great idea. Kale, it's a lot of kale. It's beautiful kale, by the way, and it's one of the I'm up at Kale, so it's a little fruit shop up here, and I have to say, I'm going to give them a rap. I think it's just called Kale Fruit Shop, but they are amazing. They've got a lot of produce that is actually around from the local farms, and no doubt further away as well. But it's nice just to see some of the produce that's coming through. Like, it's funny, when I walk into my local fruit shop, I smile a lot, and I must look a bit weird, and the owner, she's a lovely lady, but she must think I'm a bit weird, but it actually does make me smile. Like, I got today for 5 cobs of corn for, I think it was $3, if that, so what I'm intending to do, just to show you, is I've got some beans, and oh my gosh, these are so heavy, and I got bottom, dropping everything. And I've got a big bag of carrots now. Like, they're $2, or I think $3 at the most for, look the size of those carrots. So what I'm going to do today is do a bit of blanching. For those of you who don't know what blanching is, I'm going to do some drying out with all my herbs. And then I'm going to do some blanching with the vegetables that I've got, because I buy it in bulk. And if you blanch it, it's no different to if it was, you know, if you bought it in the supermarket. So my suggestion to people is, you know, think outside of the square. You know, you can really save a lot of money if you actually consider, you know, just going to pat that down. As you can see, I'm just I'll just show you what I'm doing. So I've kind of like given it a bit of a wrap, and I'm just patting that down. So then any excess water that might be caught on a leaf or two can kind of like maybe hopefully get absorbed into the towel. So I'm going to leave that for a few hours. I'm really enjoying this, by the way. Oh, I have to show you. These are from my own little tomato plant. I've taken them off a little bit early because I just wanted to see how they go. They are looking good. I had some on there that weren't as good because the bugs got into them. But keeping in mind, I don't spray any of my things. Another thing I've actually done, and it's a good idea, I'll bring that down a bit, I'll show you, is pumpkin seeds. You dry them out in the sun, and they've really got to be dried out though. And basically, if you're a person that, like myself, likes pumpkin soup, pumpkin anything, it's a really good thing to kind of like consider, because then what you do is you're basically, you know, potentially gonna have a lot of pumpkins. So I keep the seeds off everything, to be honest, everyone. Now here we go. I've got the stalks here. So I'm not gonna waste those stalks. I'll chop them up and rinse them up properly, get any pesticides or anything that might be on the stalk. Then I'm going to dice them up and yeah, go from there and see how we go. So I'll finish this video for now, and I'll come back very soon, and I will do another video just to let you know where I'm at with things, and then I'll show you what I've done with the stalks. So because it could take all day, and I don't know if if you've got a lot of time. So I'll just start to chop my stalks. Hang on, I'll just show you, so rather than seeing me, you can see what I'm doing. I'm just gonna get a nice chopping board and basically chop the stalks. So we can take that wonderful elastic band that was holding everything together. And I'm just going to kind of like, I've only got a little knife here. I'm not going to worry about taking the leaves off, because the leaves are the goodness as well. But I'm just going to take the main stalks, the leaves grow off. And maybe just, you know, here we go. I mean, I honestly and personally try to preserve pretty much everything. From, if I've got oranges or lemons, I use the peels for, you know, in the house. I put vinegar in and the peels. Anything. I like to not waste. I've never really been a waster at all, but, you know, just given the last few years and how things have changed and in the world, I kind of like started to realize that, you know, we've got to really start to think outside of the box, grow your own. I mean, at the moment, I've got, oh my God, what have I got in there? I've got zucchinis growing, tomatoes growing, cucumbers growing, cabbages growing, oh my gosh, cabbages, chives, mint, parsley. I've got the whole gamut of things growing. And in saying that, I'm growing them all very natural. I do not put anything on my plants. What I have discovered though is that, you know, by leaving, like I weeded my garden the other day, and I'm sure you'll have a little giggle about this, but I weeded my garden the other day and forgot that I'd planted lettuces. So what I'd done, I said to my husband, Paul, I said, I've actually de-weeded the garden and got rid of all my lettuce that I took so long to grow from seed. So lesson is sometimes having a wild I'll show you my garden a little bit later actually. Having a while, so as you can see, I've just chopped them all up. So I'm going to give them a little rinse. I'll be back in 2 seconds. And give them a good wash down. So as you can see, I'll just have a little chat to you now. Having what I've learnt, because my cabbages from seed took a little while to come up, to be honest. And what I found was that, having because there's a lot of I found little worms on there. So you've got to check your garden pretty much every day. I didn't realise that you have to actually check your zucchinis every day, because they grow very fast, and the leaves, the flowers are just beautiful. And I've been told that you can use the flowers, and some of the flowers are used in restaurants, delicate restaurants. They make something from the flower, from the zucchinis. But what I found with the cabbages is that by letting a weed next to it grow, it actually takes the focus from the bugs on your cabbage plant onto the other one. So I've learnt that sometimes weeds, well, not sometimes, most of the times, excuse me, it's very hot here at the moment. Sometimes the weeds, actually what we would call weeds, aren't really weeds. They're actually a way of protecting the plants that you actually already have in your garden that are still trying to grow. So yeah, so that's just some. We've got pumpkins, we've got potatoes, growing a lot, and I'm loving it. This weather at the moment, though, for all the existing trees and plants we have here, because we have a lot of citrus and avocado, I'm finding even the fig trees, everything's growing at a different rate. So it's really, really interesting when you kind of like look at it, you watching the cycle, and learning from, previous cycles. It's amazing. But, really, everyone, it's a great time to explore a little bit more. Look, who would have thought? I would never have thought that I'd be taking you into my kitchen and sharing some of the wisdom that I've learned from others as well, and just learning from the garden itself. So today will be the kale will go in once it's all dried up. And you could look, I'm not an expert on any of this, and that's the truth. It's all trial and error. So what I share with you, I would definitely, if you're not sure, double check or check other people's videos, or do a bit of research yourself. But what I've done is just wrapped up all that kale, put it in a towel, and as you can hear me patting it, I'm going to leave it for a few hours while I go and maybe clean the stalks for this. Then what I might do is come back, because I've also got some coriander that I would also like to do the same thing with. So I'm going to wash it, dry it, and take the leaves off, and then look at dehydrating it. So then I can put that in a jar. Also, I think I've got some spring onions. So I've got a lot to do today, but I'm really excited because it's Saturday here in Australia, and that breeze is lovely. Now it's coming in. So yeah, remember everyone, what you might think is, just throw it out. I would highly recommend looking up even, YouTube or any of the social media that you can get information from, because I have honestly utilized so many things from, like I say, lemon, the lemon skins. I've used lemon skins. I've actually used lemon to clean my chopping boards, not this one that I just used, but my wooden ones. I've also used it because it's got a natural, it's got its natural antiseptic type thing, I think it is, with, you sprinkle salt, and then get, maybe a half of your lemon, and just rub it in with the salt onto your surface, which is more normally wood, and excuse me, oh, excuse me, I go from there. So today I've really enjoyed just sharing it, and I'll share more with you. But yeah, please open your mind up to new ways of doing things for you and your family, new ways of saving money. Like I said, I'm going to also blanch my carrots and blanch my beans, and get them ready to go into the freezer. That way I know at least I've washed them, they're clean, they're fresh. They were fresh when they went into the, I know then I've done what I had to do to ensure that my family had the goodness from the vegetables. They're not stored for too long. We go through vegetables quite quick, but just having that capacity to do that is brilliant. So, you know, think how you can do it. You know, if you haven't got a dehydrator, I was blessed by my adopted sister to receive a dehydrator. So, and also an auntie gave us a juicer. So, I mean, you know, but prior to, how would I have done it? I would have looked at the oven and looked at how I could do that. See, when we think a little bit more beyond just the standard, you can even put it in the sun if you want to dry something out in the sun. You know, the sun is one of the best ways to do things. Now I'm thinking about that. I might take out my, but I'm not sure if that would go well because of the wind. So, you know, obviously find a way and find what works best for you, because if you do that, you're going to get the best out of you know, your produce, and you're going to get the freshness out of it. You know, you can, there's other ways, if not dehydrating, looking at blanching, looking at freezing, you know, looking at storage in jars. You know, there's so many ways to do things. And I think moving forward, we're in 2023, it's a time where, you know, if we can make our own, share it with the community, share it with everyone, you know, how beautiful is that? It's all about, you know, whatever you learn. I've learned from others, you know, watching YouTube and you know, Googling and all that. So I'm not the expert, but I will share with you. I mean, even with my lemons, the lemons that I had last lemon season, which is just about to start up again, I made lemon spread. It was so good. And I think I tried to make marmalade, and that was a bit of an epic fail. But either way, it's not about if you do it, you know, expertly. I'm not an expert, but I certainly love doing it, knowing that I can share it with my family and, you know, and friends. So whatever you're doing today, you know, just think about things. You know, can you save money on your groceries, on your fruit and veg? You know, look around and see what, you know, your local businesses, your little farmers are doing out there, because, you know, we all could help each other. And I know on the farms, you know, when people buy the produce, it really does make a difference to, you know, them being able to do a new crop and things like that. And not only that, it keeps us all connected, and the old-fashioned way of, you know, giving from the heart. So I'll come back and I'll just give my stalks a wash, and I'll come back. Taking off all the old, giving the stalks a good wash and trim up, and oh, there's a nice leaf. We'll take off the dead stuff there. I'll keep that. So then I'm just breaking off anything that I think's not, going to chop up good. So you just give it a good clean, a good wash, and just, you know, get a feel for, you might go, okay, that's a nice stalk, and so forth. And you're done. So I'm back. I've washed my stalks. I don't know if you can quite see how I'm doing this. I'll just turn that down a little bit more. The old-fashioned, my mother's knife, bless her soul, she's on the other side now, but the old serrated knife, that's just how, yeah, so I mean, it depends on what you're going to use your stalks for, I guess. I'm just going to put them all in there for the moment. I've got a whole lot more. And from here I'm going to just dice away. I mean, they could be whatever size you want. I mean, once they go into the dehydrator, they're going to take quite some time, because obviously they're stalked and they've got all the moisture from the plant in it. Now, if you see any bodgy bits, or if you see some pieces that you just kind of like go, no, that's not for me, just throw them out, or throw them back in the garden so they can, you know, reharvest that, so it can actually put the nutrients back into your garden. So, yeah, work out the way that works best for you. You know, see it as a fun thing. That's how I've got a little bit of a yucky leaf there. Well, I wouldn't say yucky, it's just gone yellow. So rather than have that, I'll just take that all off and keep doing my stalks. And you know, it's amazing that once you get going, it seems like a tedious job, but I won't keep going forever, because you will be here for an hour on this video. So, but I will come back with the end result. So whatever you do, have fun doing it. If you're not sure, you know, do a little bit of research. Find out some people that maybe have been doing it for a lot longer. There's so much good content out there. I'll just pop you up so you can see me. There's so much good content out there. I'm just doing this for, you know, to share. It's not that I'm an expert in any way, but I will look forward to sharing with you the outcome of what will be with my kale superfood, all dried up and all minced up and ready to go into a jar or a nice sealed bag. So okay, I will say goodbye for now. My name's Raven Kale, and I will see you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.